Hello all and a very warm welcome. It's a privilege and an honor for me to open MindaMaze 2020, the quiz that celebrates the memory and life of Mayukh Mitter. MindaMaze was started by his wife Swapna and some of Mayukh's friends after he left us suddenly in 2011. Quizzing was a passion for Mayukh and he was a consummate quizzer. A record two-time Bonvita quiz contest winner in his school days. His list of wins and achievements is only outmatched by his zest for trivia and knowledge and life in general. Mayukh is sorely missed and this quiz is a memorial to him. The first edition of MindaMaze 9 years ago was in a Singapore condo function room with 8 teams and an audience of friends and family. It has steadily grown in stature, size, and popularity to have over 200 enthusiastic participants and followers annually. This year too, we were overwhelmed with it and truly regret not being able to accommodate everyone, including some of the regulars. At the same time, we are thrilled that several others from different parts of the world are participating. Among them are Swapna and Mayukh's friends and family who've always wanted to be a part of MindaMaze and silently followed and supported its journey. These include some who've never quizzed before and some coming out of retirement. There are participants from all across the globe right now, a few in the US who are signing on in an unhealthy hour. There are others from Europe, India, and of course from Singapore. Amongst the teams we have today are past MindaMaze winners and finalists. There are participants from his school, Lamart's Calcutta, from his college in Kharagpur, and Mayukh's batchmates from IIM Ahmedabad. They all share fond memories of Mayukh Dada. One participant here is someone who had a visit from Uncle Mayukh on the day she was born. She went on to take her first steps in life in his chamri in Mumbai. For me personally, Mayukh was a friend, philosopher and guide, someone closer than my own brothers. There are many present today with similar emotional connections and we warmly welcome them all. I mentioned that this is the 9th edition. We are privileged that the last 6 quizzes have been conducted and hosted by the same quiz master. So it gives me great joy to announce that today's quiz is hosted by Joy Bhattacharya as well. He needs no introduction. He has a huge global fan following for his across trivia, cricket, sports, and all fun things in life. Without further ado, let me hand over to the quiz master for today's MindaMaze, Joy Bhattacharya. Over to you, Joy.
Thanks, Amit. That was really well done and it's really, really well put. It's amazing that there's so many people out here from so many parts of the world who are a part of this. And, I'm sorry that we couldn't have the kind of things that we wanted to do with this, which is that have breakout rooms and all the other things. But we're going to try and do that. And we're going to try and make this quiz in whichever way possible, as interesting as possible and as well as possible as we can. So let me just try and first, we've had problems with breakup rooms. Now let me try and see if I can put my visuals into order out here and try and see if I can get a screen where I can actually share stuff with you guys. Just hold on a second, guys. I'm still not able to share the screen. Give me 30 seconds and I'm going to try. Wait, share screen. Yeah, I think you're there now. Okay. So these were test questions. The first question of the quiz is 10 points for the direct. And what I'm going to do is, whoever's answering from a team, I'm just going to mention the name of the team. And then you guys, any one of you guys answer from the team. Okay. So I'm going to start with number 1. And guys, just remember, I'm going to introduce the teams as you go by. As you said, Cabo Kids, as we know, is Amit and his friends, family. And there's somebody who's been very, very close to this mine for all these years and very close to him personally. So wonderful to see you here. Cabo Kids, your first question coming up. And if you don't answer it, we'll go in clockwise order. The question is up now, and here is your question. Connect these with an institution in India. Okay, connect the faces you see with a specific institution in India, and yeah, that's all I'll say. Khabo Kids, it's yours, and I will give you a countdown when I think there's time for you to answer. I'll give you 15 seconds on a question. Connect these with an institution in India. Lots of known faces out there. And as you know, this quiz is all about not just about a quiz, it's about nostalgia. There's so many things. Okay, Khabo Kids, I need one of you to give me an answer. Do you have an answer, Khabo Kids? Khabo Kids?
Is it Boring Institute?
Boring Institute, no. The next team is Questionable Characters. Questionable Characters, do you have an answer?
Is it Shanti Niketan?
Incorrect. Next is They Team from around the world, friends and family from around the world. They Team, do you have an answer?
They were all honorary members of parliament.
No. Moving on, Dishum 2020. If you don't answer, I'll be a bit upset.
Yeah, so the answer is that these are all hostels in the IIT Kharagpur.
Lovely answer. These are all hostels in IIT Kharagpur. These are the names of some of the hostels. Sarojini Naidu, Mother Teresa's a new hostel out there. That's, you can see right there, Meghnad Shah, RK Hall, Lallu Hall. So anyone who's from IIT, they see those names, they say, okay, Nehru, RK, LLR, they've had many things. Shudipta, you're from IIT, right?
Yeah, I'm from IIT Kharagpur, so that was an easy
yeah, then yeah, you should have, yeah. So that's a bit of an unfair advantage, but as we go along, we'll see a lot of teams will get an unfair advantage there for reasons which have to do with Mayukh's background and family, and I think it's important to honor them. So that was answered by Dishum 2020, who have formally, I think, won this quiz and have always been really fun participants. So Dishum 2020, that was theirs. Now the next one will come to that, because that is Kanishka, Vishu and company. This is your question, because we're going on what we call is infinite bounds coming up now. The next one, okay, here goes. For what specific reason has there been a sudden resurgence of interest in a 1951 film, Alvela, featuring B. Abhavi Pallav and Geeta Bali and music by C. Ramachandran? Why has there suddenly been a resurgence of interest in this 1951 film? That, hashtag that, it's yours, and then I'll pass it on. Hashtag that, I'll tell you when it's time for you to answer. Yes, hashtag that. Do you have an answer for me?
Yeah, okay. So it's the song Oh Beta Ji Oh Babuji, which has been used in the film Ludo recently, and that's making the waves.
Perfect. Give them 10 points. This is, if you've seen the film Ludo, which has been all over the place by Anurag Basu, it's a really interesting film. So throughout the film, the gangster, who's the guy who's really the main guy in the film, Pankaj Tripathi, he keeps watching this on the screen, and suddenly there's been a huge interest in hearing this song again. So easy one, but good, well answered there. That gets 10 points, Naunika. We go on to the next one, which is the uncalled for. The uncalled for, this is your question coming up now. Okay. I have often been compared with the first by Swapna. Okay. The second, I have not been compared with, but the second is also somehow connected. Who are these two characters that you see on screen? The only hint I'll give is I've often been compared to the first by Swapna. Okay, that's the only hint out there. Okay, uncalled for, do you have an answer for me? Uncalled for, any answers from you? Okay, uncalled for, I am passing you. I'm moving to Charnock. Charnock, do you have an answer? The old Amartya boys, Charnock House. Do you have an answer for me?
Is the gentleman on the left Lord Macaulay? We're not too sure for the right.
Not Lord Macaulay, and I remember it's like one of your classmates. I'm not sure if it's a classmate, your schoolmate, Ashok Malik. Macaulay was a big influence on Charnock's life, I know. No, this is not Macaulay. Next one, Aging Bulls. Who are these two guys? Aging Bulls?
Okay, so I don't know, we have a connection with nothing to do with these two guys. We think the right is maybe Rimbaud, and the left is maybe Washington. So we'll say capital cities named after these two men.
No. I mean, as I said, Swapna's compared me to the first. She wouldn't compare to Macaulay or Rimbaud. Okay, next is, who is it? Aging Bull, Shoptapurni and thereabouts. The Calcutta team and Shoptapurni, lovely. Mono, Gautam Bhimani, lovely to see you guys there. Who is that? Who are these two guys? The hint was in my first sentence, but no, who is these two guys? You know one, you'll know the other. No? Shoptapurni, am I passing you? Any tries?
No.
AG Warriors, next. Any? Okay. Guys, this is Joy Bhattacharya, not Shashi Tharoor. Okay. The Dasis, do you have an answer?
We're going to pass.
One answer.
Okay. Go for it.
Lord Clive.
No, it's
Is it Hastings and Elijah Impey?
not
Warren Hastings.
Amit.
No, we don't have an answer.
Okay, questionable characters?
Is it Calvin and Holmes?
No, good try, not Calvin and Hobbes. J team, any answers?
Is it Oliver Cromwell?
Not Cromwell, good try again. Dishoom 2020.
We are passing.
Passing.
In the spirit of having fun, I think it's Ren and Martin.
It's not Ren and Martin in the spirit of having fun. I'll tell you who it is. Why Swapna
Joy?
compares to me? Yeah.
Just one try, a little bit of a technical difficulty in Encore 4. Is it Claude Martin and Paul Chater?
Not Claude Martin. I'll tell you what the answer is and why Swapna compares me. The gentleman on the left is the Marquis de Sade, from where sadist comes, which is what Swapna always tells me when she hears my questions. Okay. The gun on the right is masoch, from where you get the word masochist. So that's from where you get a sadist and a masochist. And the very interesting thing was they were both money. Marquis de Sade was in Bastille jail just 7 days before they actually rescued him. So when all these guys of the revolution went to rescue, they would have rescued Marquis de Sade if they'd been 7 days earlier. Okay, sorry, tough one, which proves why I'm a sadist. Next one coming up, hopefully it'll be easy. Okay, this one is for the slightly younger PG. I hope a lot of you get it. The direct question I am passing on, so it will be Charnock, yours. This fictional character is actually 50 years old. Doesn't look it, but is 50 years old. Born in a place originally called Nottron or Queen of the Court. He first appeared on screen on November 12, 2019, but we got to know his name only a year later. Who am I talking about? And it's your direct, who's that? It's Charnock's direct, yeah. And I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it.
Is it one of the Marvel superheroes?
No, it's not a Marvel superheroes, but you're pretty close. Aging Bulls, who's that?
It's Grogu, or who is popularly known as Baby Yoda on the internet, but I don't really think he's Baby Yoda, but it's Grogu, what it's called.
Absolutely. This is a very popular series for the younger audience called The Mandalorian. And it's a Star Wars franchise. And this is a Yoda-looking character who appears from day one, but they never revealed his name till almost a year later that, in the series they revealed his name. This is Grogu, 10 points to Aging Bulls. And the next question goes to Shoptaborni and thereabouts. Shoptaborni, your chance to score some easy points. I've given you a really easy one. You can see Ravi Shankar out there. You can see George Harrison out there. Who's the bloke in the middle? There's Ravi Shankar out there. There's George Harrison out there. Who's the bloke in the middle?
Someone's typing on the chat. You can see.
Guys, try not to chat. Type on the chat. You'll be giving it lots of hints to lots of teams. And I can't see anything because I'm sharing, so my entire screen has been taken over. So I really can't even monitor the chat. Okay, Shoptaborni and thereabouts. Your answer? Who's the guy in the middle?
I mean, the answer has been given away, by the way, on the chat. Just saying.
Which is okay. I'll accept it because whoever's done it has just given the. It's a Christmas spirit, Sudip. So people are giving away answers to other teams. Yes.
Guru, you want to go?
That's fine. That's fine.
Guru, go for it.
Who's on? Yeah, Shoptaborni, go for it. Shoptaborni, answer. Gautam, that's a nice haircut. That is a truly beautiful haircut. I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the virtual background that's making it look like that.
Nice try. What's the answer? You have an answer for me? Shoptaborni, you have an answer?
Huh?
One of those say, General Ford.
It's Ford.
General Ford.
Okay, fine. I just heard the answer. It might have been given away. It is Gerald Ford, former toothpaste model, former football player, and the only man to become the president of America without getting elected in a single election. He didn't become vice president. Spiro Agnew was vice president. He resigned. He became vice president. Then Nixon resigned. He became president. He's the luckiest man in the world. Spent 4 years in the White House. Of course, in the years of Donald Trump, calling anyone else lucky may be a bit of an exaggeration. I'll take you on to the next question. Coming up now. So 10 points to Shoptaborni, which could, I'm sure they might have known it as well, but somebody also decided to make it a Christmas gift. Next one is for the AG Warriors, yours coming up now. This is a very famous lady and doing and advertising a brand, which if you can read carefully enough is written out there, but it's very difficult to read, which is an unabashedly made by an Indian. Can you name the lady and the brand? In the 80s, and it was a big thing that an Indian brand could be that big out there. So who's this? Do you have any idea? I'm going to give AG Warriors another 10 seconds and I'm going to then ask them to answer. Okay, AG Warriors, could we have
Vanderbilt and the entrepreneur was Mike.
What?
I who did North Star. Yeah.
Sorry?
Gloria Vanderbilt and the North Star guy.
The North Star guy.
Mike.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys 5 points for Gloria Vanderbilt. That is Gloria Vanderbilt and a pair of things. So I know that you guys are just trying to figure out who the other Warriors. Nayanika, we move on. Dasis, you know who? Any idea?
We're gonna pass. Sorry.
No problem.
Is this Murjani?
Yes, it is. Mahesh Murjani. Vanderbilt for Murjani with the famous pair of jeans out there. Vanderbilt for Murjani. So 5 points to Ferguson lads, 5 points to AG Warriors. I'm relieved because I hope it's going to help me break a tiebreaker. I'm going to start the question after that. So I'm going to. Okay. Now have a look at this film poster you see. You can see a couple of really, really big names on your left and your right, but they were guest artists, but their picture was put there obviously because this is the life story of an Indian singer which was made into a film. It's person, not a life story, but this was based on the life of an Indian musician. This story was loosely based on the life of an Indian musician. Who is the musician? And the hint I'm going to give you is there are hints in the picture who the musician is. So this is a film loosely based on the life of a musician or modeled on the life of a musician. Who is the musician? And the hints are in the film poster. Okay. Cabo Kids, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Yes, Cabo Kids, do you have an answer? Cabo Kids?
Bappi Lahiri.
Not Bappi Lahiri. Great answer. I mean, every quiz answer should be about Bappi Lahiri. It isn't, unfortunately. Questionable characters. Any answers? No. Passing you questionable characters. Day team, any tries?
Ishwar Kumar.
Not Ishwar Kumar. Good. Try.
Is this Kale Saigal?
Not Kale Saigal. The hint is in the picture. You're not seeing the hint. Keep going. The uncalled for. Sorry, that is trying first. That. You have an answer?
Manna De.
No. The uncalled for.
So was the previous answer Kishore Kumar or was it?
They tried Kishore Kumar, yeah. So it's not.
Okay. No, we're gonna pass.
Okay. Charnock. Any idea?
Ashok Kumar?
Not Ashok Kumar. Aging Bulls.
So we see Mahmood on the screen, so we're gonna guess Lucky Ali, his son.
Lovely answer, superb answer. It's a film based on the life of Lucky Ali because Lucky Ali is Mahmood's son. Lucky Ali became a drug addict and, really was a case, went off, Lucky Ali made the whole film about basically this. Lucky Ali is, of course, the guy who sings all these, that Hrithik Roshan, basically the first film, all the songs and became a huge hit. Recently, a video of his has come out. So Lucky Ali is Mahmood's son. And Mahmood made a cautionary tale, a film which is a cautionary tale about his own son. It's called Dushman Dunya Ka. It was a huge flop, but I think his son never forgave him for it. But that's that. Good answer there, Aging Wolves. 10 points to you. And the next question goes to Shoptapurni and thereabouts. I think it's gone to the right team. This is a classic Mahindra ad, okay, which is from the 80s. I think it's from the 80s. It says, admit it, you've always been crazy about. There are 2 words missing. Okay. And those 2 words, there's a lot of hint for those 2 words in the picture. Admit it, you've always been crazy about. It's a slightly weak ad. It's a funny ad. What are those 2 words?
I think I know this.
Joydeep, I can hear you loudly, so you've got to be careful that you're muting before answering because I can hear you. Okay. Shoptapurni and thereabouts, you want to try? Okay, I'll give you some time. Actually, I haven't given you time.
Okay, we are going with something.
Yeah.
Topless models.
Perfect answer. Super answer. The answer I'm looking for is admit it, you've always been crazy about topless models. This was a classic Mahindra ad. It went to the right team. Guys, Gautam, Mono, all the advertising guys there, they just ate it up. Admit it, you've always been crazy about topless models. Great answer there. Okay, super one coming up. Next question. Okay, this is a question to you. Very simple. I'm not going to go into too much detail. In which country would you see these? Or tell me what are they called? Either would do for me. In which country would you see this? And what are they called? And do not give me rude answers, please, because the answer is not true. Either in which country would you see this or what are these called? Okay, AG Warriors, do you have an answer?
Is it Slovenia?
Not Slovenia, passing the dark. Do you have any idea which country would this be?
Yeah, Turkey, the fairy chimneys.
Perfect answer. These are the fairy Turkey. Really nice answer there. 10 points to you for the dasis. Great answer there. It is the fairy chimney. And what we're going to do is take one more question. That's to the Ferguson's lad. And then the next question, after that, we'll take the scores once from Noanika. Okay, Noanika, get ready for the scores. We'll go for the scores right after this question. Next one coming up. It's one of my favorite questions. This sales strategy was started for the typo. In 1920, it was known as Batovska Sena in the language of the country it started. This strategy is associated in India as well with the same man and can be seen across many other products. What sales strategy am I talking about? It used to be called Batovska Sena in the country, language of the country where it started. Okay, this is for Ferguson's lads. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Your time starts now. Okay, lads, do you have an answer for me?
Yeah, so the strategy is pricing up, instead of pricing an object at 300 rupees, you price it at 299, or something at 200 rupees, you price it at 199, and it was started by Bata, Thomas Bata, I'm guessing. I mean, it's probably the Bata strategy. Yeah.
10 points to you. It's the Bata strategy. Pricing things at 199 instead of 200 and 299 instead of 300. It catches your eye. It seems to be lower. 10 points to Ferguson, lads. And Noanika, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to share it, but will you be able to tell us the scores quickly? All over to you, Noanika.
Able to see my screen?
Yeah, I think we can see your screen as well.
Yeah, we can see
it. Totals.
Yeah, so currently we have Cabo Kids, questionable characters, and They Team with 0 points. Dishroom 2020 with 10. That with 10. The Uncalled For with 0. Charnock with 0. Aging Bulls with 20. Saptaparni and Darabas with 20. AG Warriors with 5. The Dasis with 10. And Ferguson Lads with 15.
Okay, early days yet, and this is meant to be more of a fun quiz than anything else. So just relax, enjoy yourself. Am I still sharing screen? Perfect. Thank you, Noanika. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen now. And here goes my share. The next question coming up. Let's see what's coming up for you guys. Just hold on a second. Yeah. Okay, who answered that? Ferguson's lads answered that, right? So it goes to Cabo Kids. Cabo Kids, yours, and I think you'll get this. Just tell me, this is made by a very famous cartoonist. Can you name the cartoonist? The hint is, he's very famous, not just as a cartoonist. That's the only hint I can give you. But he's really famous, above and beyond this. I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Okay, we have an answer.
Go for it.
Winston Churchill?
It's not Winston Churchill. Day Team, moving on. Bad luck. Bad luck. Good try. Day Team, do you have a try?
Isn't it QC right now?
Sorry. Yeah, it's questionable characters. Thank you. It is questionable characters. Questionable characters, your try.
Is it Bal Thackeray?
Questionable characters, it is Bal Thackeray. This is very famous cartoon of Bal Thackeray, who's the Indian cartoonist. I'm sorry, Amit, as I said, you would have had a better idea about it. It's a bad question to ask. Bal Thackeray, the man who started the Shiv Sena, that's supposed to be Chow En-lai, the Chinese premier, that's Nehru, and that's Krishna Menon. Very typical style of Bal Thackeray. Questionable characters, you get 10 points, opened your account, well done. And the next one is for Day Team. Day Team, yours coming up now. Okay, in the 1870s and 1880s, 90s in India, which man's work became so popular that the Indian Postal Service had to open a post office in the small village of Kilimanur just to cope with all the fan mail for him. So an Indian guy did things that became so popular that they had to open a post office in the small village of Kilimanur just for all the fan mail coming to him. Questionable characters answer. Day Team, this is your question. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. very famous person. He was given as well. Very, very much. Okay, day team, do you have any idea? Day team, any answers?
Is it Rajaji?
Rajaji, very close. You don't know how ridiculously close you are. Dishum 2020. Want to try?
Raja Ravi Verma was from here. So once his paintings got popular.
Yep, that was Raja Ravi Verma. Raja Ravi Verma, the very famous painter. In fact, any Amar Chitra Katha comic you see or any depiction of the gods you see, half the calendars in India were basically taken from his paintings of Indian gods and goddesses. Raja Ravi Verma it is. And I have to say something, Joydeep Mukherjee, that this background look with the green screen is really suiting you. You look like something out of outer space. It's really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, the look suits you. What can I say? Okay, next one coming up now. Points to June 2020. It's now to hashtag that. Okay, this is from a particular mosque. This is India. The question is dedicated to Amit Gupta. Amit, it's not your question, but hashtag that. What has it inspired? Which logo has it inspired?
The logo of some institution that's been taken from here.
Wait. Is it yours? No, it's not yours. This should hear you. I can hear you loud and be careful. Okay. Maybe 5 more seconds. One.
I'm Calcutta.
Passing you, I'm passing you, Chonok. Well done, Chanok. Great way to open your account.
Hi, Ken.
Sorry, hashtag that. I think uncalled for messed it up.
Guys, sorry, but Indrajit Gupta keeps saying the answers like this is the second time.
I told you, just be a bit careful next time. 80 goals. Yours, guys. Take it in the spirit. This is a fun quiz. It's not that serious. Lovely to have somebody. Ryan, somebody else with me, especially the IIM Ahmedabad guys. This is a question that's dedicated to all my friends who read 70s thriller novels. Okay, this guy was one of the biggest writers of the 60s and 70s, and he went to and the guy gave him some false information also just to flush this guy out who was absconding. The guy was absconding, so just to flush him out, this other guy gave him false information. As it turned out, the guy wrote the novel, the thriller writer wrote the novel, a film was made arrested after. So lots of complications, but it's a great one that is actually happened in real life. I'm going to give 5 more seconds to Aging Bull. Just name 2 of these 3 people, either the novelist, the real life person, or the character who was finally apprehended. Okay. And coming to you.
So we're going to guess Frederick Forsyth and Day of the Jackal.
Frederick Forsyth, Day of the Jackal, you still haven't got 2 out of 3, and I'm going to move on to Shoptaponni and thereabouts. Shoptaponni, any answers?
Yeah. Okay, we're going with John Le Carre and George Smiley.
John Le Carre, George Smiley, no, moving forward.
Is it Ludlum and Carla Jacob?
No, and remember, I haven't given any part points so far. So one of you could have got a part right. I haven't given any part points so far. Das is.
We're going to
That
pass.
is passing. Ferguson's lads. Ferguson lads, I'm waiting for an answer.
Is it Graham Greene and Carlos, the terrorist?
No, Cabo Kids. Amit.
Is this, who's the author of Faluda? Faluda? Satyajit Ray?
No. Questionable characters.
Frederick Forsyth and Carlos the Jackal.
No, that's been tried. Frederick Forsyth, Carlos the Jackal. No. They team.
Pass.
No. Passing you. Dishum 2020. No.
Yeah, we are passing.
Hashtag that.
Well, trying it. I think the movie is Catch Me If You Can, and the character is Frank Abagnale.
No, it's not. It's not. Uncalled for.
Truman Capote?
No. So I'm going to give Aging Bulls. Who was the first team to answer? Aging Bulls?
Yeah.
Aging Bulls, you get 5 points. That's Frederick Forsyth. This is actually Frederick Forsyth. This is the Odessa file. And there was a man called Heinrich Roschmann who was a wanted Nazi. So the guy he approached was, if you remember, the famous Nazi hunter called Simon Wiesenthal. Simon Wiesenthal gave him false information, more information, so that Roschmann would come out and deny it. And that's how it all happened. So that's it. It's Frederick Forsyth and Odessa file, not Day of the Jackal, but Odessa file. But 5 points to you, Aging Bulls. Next one coming up for, it's an easy one. Shoptoput and thereabouts. Which I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Guru, go.
Okay, you're ready to go? Go for it.
Puru, are you going? Which one? We have 2 answers. Which one are we going with?
Mine, I think.
Okay, guys, I need
Lebanon.
an answer.
We'll go for Lebanon.
Lebanon is the answer you've tried. That's incorrect. AG Warriors, your try.
That's Ethiopia.
Lovely answer. That's Ethiopia. It's called the Injera. That's something that you'll get all over the place. It's very popular in South Africa as well. If you go to Cape Town, you'll find a lot of Ethiopian restaurants that serve you this way of putting the sort of bread there and putting everything on top of it. And Gautam Bhemani, you need to kill yourself. You've eaten that meal in front of me more than once.
No, but that was our second answer. It wasn't me, unfortunately. Mono had it, but it was, we sort of fought from different parts of the country.
Okay, no problem. You can, that's all about fighting in different parts of the country. Is exactly what it's all about nowadays. The Dases, it's going to be your direct because AG Warriors have answered. Here's your question coming up.
Lebanon, the answer was Ethiopia. It was a full question, yeah.
Okay, guys. Mono,
I was going to show it to you, but the need switch back. So I didn't want to.
Okay.
But I knew it was Ethiopia.
Okay, guys, I can still hear you. You need to mute yourself from the main screen. Okay. Here's a question for you, Dasis. Okay. This is a poem written by a guy who's not a poet. He's a very, very famous man, and he's obviously done something really important. He's done something really important. Either you tell me who this man is or what very important thing has he just achieved. And I'll give you a hint because you're not hardcore quizzers. This man was born in Almora and lived a lot of his life. Most of his work was done in India. So Dasis, all you have to do is, who is this really important person and what did this person achieve? What the poem is about. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it.
Sorry, where was he born again? And
Almora in India. Almora is in the Uttarakhand in India.
Thanks.
Just look at the poem. All the hints are in the poem. Okay. Yes, Dasis, do you have an answer?
Yeah, so it's the guy who discovered how malaria
Ronald Ross, the man who discovered how the malaria virus was spread. Ronald Ross was born out here. This is a poem that he wrote. I'm sure that he should have stuck. I mean, it's not a bad poem, but Ferguson's lads. One of my favorite questions. It's an interesting one. And Ferguson's lads, you tried Graham Greene as an answer. So this is, if you, one of the reasons Graham Greene is supposed to have missed out on his Nobel was because he wrote a foreword to the memoir of a former colleague in the 70s who Kimson's lads and Khabo kids, your question coming up now. This is one of my favorite questions. 3 faces you see out there, 2 faces which are very well known. And the third, obviously, the face is not well known, at least you can see there's a hint out there. What connects these 3 people, Amit and company, Khabo kids? What connects these 3 people? Apologies, it's obviously it's better if you know India, it's easier to know if you know a little bit about India. What connects these 3 people that you see on screen? 10 seconds for you, Khabo kids. I mean, obviously, 2 of these faces are faces that it's very difficult to ignore in India, especially the one on the gentleman on the right. And Khabo kids, time for you to answer. Khabo kids, do you have an answer for me?
The world wants to know.
The nation, world, everyone wants to know. No connection with Raghuram Rajan there. I'll have to tell you something about Raghuram Rajan though. He was a top quizzer for IIT Delhi, and I think he reached the finals of the first quiz time with IIT Delhi.
That's right.
He was a very, very good quizzer in his time. Okay, questionable characters. What connects these guys? Questionable characters? No.
Republic.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Republic, no. Dating, any tries? I know this may not be from your part of the world, but any tries? No. Passing you the team. 2020. Any tries?
No, we are passing.
Line. Okay. Hashtag that.
No, I guess we are passing to no clue.
Okay. The uncalled for.
Same birthday.
Sorry?
Same birthday.
Not same birthday. It's slightly more interesting, fascinating. The uncalled for is that same birthday. Aging Bulls.
Were spies or in secret services, intelligence or spy services.
Super answer. Super answer. Raghuram Rajan's father was in the Indian intelligence in RAW. This one's father was, Arnab Goswami's father was in RAW, intelligence services. The police was called the police because Stuart Copeland's dad was in the CIA. So the answer is these guys all served in the intelligence forces. All their dads worked in the intelligence forces. 10 points to Aging Bulls. Terrific answer there. That's a great, great answer out there. Shoptapani and whereabouts, you're going to get the benefit of that because the next question comes to you.
1 second, Joy. Charnock was missed in the last 2 rounds, both times.
Oh, did I miss you, Charnock? Charnock, I'm so sorry. Did you know the answer, Charnock?
And also, Joy, you missed uncalled for in the direct question.
I missed you. So what I'm going to do is then I'm going to go with a direct question with you and move on further from there. So this next question is yours now. I'm sorry, I'm also missing out. This is being a bit tough.
No, that's fine. It's a different format. So
yeah, not a problem. But uncalled for. Okay, the philosopher's stone was the central, symbol of the alchemy. Perfection. Basically a philosopher's stone will turn any base metal into gold. Okay, so efforts to discover the philosopher's stone were known by what 2-word phrase that we use very often for something which is a terrific achievement. So efforts to discover the philosopher's stone are known by what 2 words which we sort of regard as something which is a terrific achievement. Uncalled for, are you trying?
Well, I think our best answer we have is the periodic table.
Not periodic table. Charnock, yours. It's a two-word term we all have used.
Sorry, we'll pass.
Passing you, aging bulls.
We'll guess Holy Grail.
Not Holy Grail. Good try. Good try. Holy Grail is incorrect. Shoptoponni and thereabouts.
Gold Rush?
No. AG Warriors.
Fool's Errand.
No. Dasis.
Magnum opus.
Super answer. It's the magnum opus. It's your magnum opus.
Oh.
Efforts to discover the distinct philosopher's stone were known as magnum opus. Great answer there by the Dasis. Next question coming to you, Ferguson's lads. Here's yours. Oh. Okay, General Omar Bradley. And since this is a quiz, it's a good time to ask it. And see, some of these quiz questions are not just about answering, it's also about really fascinating stuff. So Omar Bradley was once detained for giving the right answer about what was the capital of Illinois. As we all know, Illinois' capital is Springfield, but Chicago is obviously the largest, city in the state of Illinois. He gave this wrong answer, and he was detained. Why, and what were the circumstances? It's a part of history which is very interesting. Obviously, if you know General Omar Bradley, you'll know basically the time frame that it is. So, Ferguson's lads, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it, and then we'll go. Okay. And go, Ferguson's lads. You have an answer. Ferguson's lad, I need an answer.
I think Springfield was the CIA headquarters at that time. So
no, nothing to do with CIA headquarters. I'll cut you out of your misery. Khabo kids, any idea?
No idea.
Passing you, questionable characters.
Detained by Joseph McCarthy.
No, not McCarthy. Day team.
Pattern? Is it pattern?
Nothing to do with pattern. Dishoom 2020.
Basically, Bradley was visiting Montgomery, and the British military police got the passcode wrong. They arrested him and questioned him, thinking he was a sort of,
I love answers that start with basically, because that means that they're going to make a spirited attempt to bullshit their way through. Didn't succeed this time, but basically was a good start. Okay, Dishoom 2020, not yours. Hashtag that. Any idea? It's a great answer when you hear it.
Can you hear me? Should I try this?
Yeah, go for it.
So basically what used to happen is these German soldiers used to steal a lot of this American uniform, okay? And so there was an interrogation to ask what was the capital of Illinois for Omar Bradley, and he correctly answered that. And probably, the German soldiers would not know it, and so he was retained.
Perfect. I'm going to give it to you. Lovely, 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 lovely answer. It's a very good answer there. You've given me the basis, and I'm going to give you the points for that. That's hashtag that. Great answer. This was during the Battle of the Bulge. There was a man called Otto Skorzeny who had this whole set of Germans who were wearing American uniforms and dressed as Americans. So what they used to do is they could speak American also. The American soldiers to catch them they used to ask them like, who won the World Series that year? Or what is the capital of Chicago, Illinois? Stuff that unless you lived in America, you didn't know. So the sergeant, they asked him that what's the capital of Chicago, Illinois? And he said Springfield. And he said, oh, this guy doesn't know anything. He must be a German. And he didn't even know that he had the wrong answer. But that's the story behind it. Great answer there. Hashtag that. Even whether you knew it or not, that was really well answered. 10 points to you. And before we reverse, Noinika, would you give us the scores once more?
Sure. Okay, we have Cabo Kids with 0, Questionable Characters with 10, Day Team with 0, Dishoom 2020 with 20, That with 20, The Uncalled For with 0, Charnock with 10, Aging Bulls in the lead with 35, Saptaparni and Darabaz with 20, AG Warriors with 15, the Dases in second with 30, and Ferguson Lads with 25.
So fairly interesting, very tight situation out here. So, okay, I'm going to continue sharing now, and I'm going to start reversing directions. Well done, Noinika. And therefore, if I reverse directions, the first question, who answered just now? That answered. So Dishum 2020, this is your question coming up now. Okay, this is a poster, as you can see, from a film called Heera Panna. It's a very nicely designed poster. Now, this poster was designed by actually not by a design bureau, but by a magazine. Okay, if you can see the time of the film, you can make out this poster was designed by an Indian magazine. The design team of an Indian magazine designed this poster. Can you name which magazine's design team designed this poster? Dishum 2020. It's fascinating because in those, you can't imagine that magazines are doing stuff like this, and it was well ahead of its time in the 70s. Okay, so Dishum 2020, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to confer. And Dishum 20, do you have an answer?
Yeah, we have a guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we think it is JS, Junior Statesman of Calcutta.
Lovely answer. It is the Junior Statesman of Calcutta. It's an iconic magazine of the 70s, and everyone wrote from it from Shashi Tharoor onwards. Fabulous magazine. Anyone who's been around there would have seen it. And what they were famous for was these brilliant posters, and they had that 70s avant-garde style. They had their style to a T. So this is a classic work of art from their studios, Heera Panna, and Devanand thought that he wanted a youthful look for his film, so he asked him to do it. And as you can make out, it's quite a cool poster for this time. Okay, good answer there, Dishum. Day team, your question coming up. And another question on films right after that. Raj Kapoor's Mera Naam Joker was a huge flop in India, but it's still the 5th overall film for box office collections in the Soviet Union / Russia. What was done differently there that might even have worked in India? And if you've seen Mera Naam Joker, and have a sense of what it was, you might listen. What was done differently? There was something very radically done differently for the film there, which worked. I'm sorry, it's not an easy one, but it's an interesting question. Team, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about that.
It was a happy ending at the end?
No, it wasn't a happy ending at the end. Good try. They can't, Raj Kapoor never gets his women. He only gets them in casting couch, never got them before that. Okay, next one coming up, Khabo Kids.
That's a different ending, right?
Yeah.
No. So Khabo Kids, wait. This is Khabo Kids.
No, it's us questionable characters, right?
Sorry, questionable characters. Sorry, it is you. Sorry.
So basically, the Joker hooks up with the.
No, he said no to that.
The Russian ballerina essentially gets a happy ending.
Okay, this is not a happy ending Bangkok style, right? Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
No, okay, fine. No, the Russian ballerina. The film does not end with the Russian ballerina marrying Raj Kapoor. Very, very good try. I thought it's a very innovative try question of characters. I love the answer. It's not correct, but the thing. Khabo Kids.
We had the same answer, so it doesn't help.
No, yeah. We all went to the right track. The Russian woman is a good, slightly off the thing. Ferguson's lads.
We'll go with they cut the songs and reduce the duration of the movie. Could that be?
Cut the songs and reduce it. Good try. In fact, there's a great story about this. In South Korea, they found the sound of music too long, so they cut out all the songs of the film. It's a true story. So they released in South Korea sound of music without the song. But no, this was not the case in this particular state. Dasis, do you have an answer?
Yeah, something similar to the last one, which was they split the movie into a few different parts.
We'll go with that, Dasis. That's a terrific answer. They released it as 3 different films. So the whole film is about part 1 is one, part 2 is the other, part 3 is the third. So the young Rishi Kapoor playing Raj Kapoor is one film. Then the film in which he goes with the Russian dancer is the second, and then there's a third. So he breaks the whole film into, actually the film was released as 3 separate. Okay, probably would have worked because it was a 3.5-hour film. It was one of the first films in India released which had 2 breaks in between. So 2 intervals were there during the film. Okay, next one coming up. This is a very, very, very famous book. We all know this book. Very famous, very well-known book. Probably one of the classic books about Indian cricket. Question for you is, who is the guy in the picture keeping? Who is the guy keeping?
Whose question is this?
This will be because Das has answered it. It's AG Warriors try. So I'm going to give AG Warriors 10 points and I'm going to move backwards from AG Warriors. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, AG Warriors, yours.
It's R.K. Narayan.
Lovely answer. That's R.K. Narayan. That's a picture that Ramchandra Goa got. That's R.K. Narayan and nephew, I think, who's playing out there. That picture was taken from R.K. Narayan. 10 points to you, AG Warriors. Shoptapani and thereabouts, your question coming up. What specifically, I need a two-word answer. What specifically are these the ingredients for? Specifically, I need a specific two-word answer.
Joy, what are the ingredients? I mean, I understood.
Sorry?
What are... I can't make out what the thing on the left is. So if it's almond flour, then it's...
Mono, you're on unmute.
Mono, yeah, that's what I'm asking, Joy. But there's nothing...
Okay. Oh, you're deliberately on unmute.
No, I'm not going to give you any more hints. The hints are all there in the picture. I'm not going to ask.
Okay, can I... okay.
Go, Mono, go.
I'm going to guess that's a Yorkshire pudding.
No, it's not a Yorkshire pudding. Shoptapani, Aging Bulls.
One of you go.
Creme caramel.
Sorry?
Creme caramel.
Creme caramel. No. Charnock.
That's caramel custard.
No. The uncalled for.
We're going to go with pancakes.
No. Hashtag that. Kanishka, you know your food.
I think this is the DIY cake recipe that IKEA uploaded.
There's a specific term for this. I need a specific answer.
Not a DIY won't do? Do it yourself.
No, DIY won't do. Dishum 2020. Dishum 2020? No. Day team?
Just say pancake?
Yeah, someone just said pancake. You want to try anything else?
Belgian.
Not Belgian waffle. Somebody in IKEA retired and they gave him these ingredients to make the cake that they serve in IKEA.
IKEA cake is a good one. Yeah, lovely answer. Deconstructed IKEA cake. No. Khavo kids.
Pound cake?
Yes, it is a pound cake because you're supposed to have exactly 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of eggs, 1 pound of butter, and 1 pound of flour to make a pound cake. So the pound cake gets its name because you have a pound of each of the ingredients. Lovely answer there, Khavo kids. Great way to open your account. And the next question is coming to Ferguson's lads here coming up now. A Glasgow football team's shock 3-1 defeat to a side named Caledonian, even as Caledonian Thistle at their home ground, led to one of the most famous headlines of all time, framed and displayed in the Inverness team's home ground. What headlines did this shock 3-1 defeat, I think it was in the year 2000, inspire? What headlines did it inspire? This is my favorite question of the quiz.
Ready?
10 seconds for Ferguson's lads. You're a football team. Ferguson's lads, you call yourself. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it. Shock defeat led to one of the most famous headlines. The hints are all there in what I've said. And Ferguson's lads, your answer, please. Ferguson's lads, you have an answer?
Inverness, we'll go with, I have to make something up right now. Okay.
No. Okay, passing you. Dasis, any choice?
We're going to pass this one.
Pass. AG Warriors.
Something to do with Loch Ness and Celtic. You're not able to get the words together.
No, I'm messing with your heads, obviously. AG Warriors. Sorry, there's Shoptaponni and thereabouts. You love this answer when you hear it, Shoptaponni, but I'm not. I hope you have it.
Is it ours?
Yeah.
Which one are we going for? Mono?
Okay, go for it, guys.
Ajay, just tell me which one, guys.
Gautam, you need to decide.
Okay, God saves with glossy scores of 3-1.
No, not God saves. Aging Bulls.
Is this supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
So it's a play on that. Yeah.
Supercalifragilistic.
Oh shit, Sri had it. Good one.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. A play on supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And that's 10 points to Aging Bulls. Great one there. Great fun. It's one of the funniest headlines I've ever seen in my life. And can you imagine that sort of writer waiting? One day this will come up. Somebody is going to beat Celtic. Good team called Cali will beat Celtic at some point in time. Yeah.
Good one.
Great one. Okay, next one coming up is Aging Bulls answer. So it's yours, Charnock. Okay. This man helped design what is currently the Raj Bhavan in Indian state and brought the first Montgolfier balloon to India just 2 years after it appeared in the West. His epitaph reads, arrived in India as a common soldier and died on the 13th of September 1800 as a Major General. He's buried in this tomb. Pray for his soul. Who am I talking about?
So we're the wrong people to get this question. Major General Claude Martin.
Of course it is. I don't know why it came straight to you, and I couldn't have engineered this because somebody had to answer before this. This is, of course, Claude Martin, Lamartine, Mayukh studied here as well as did so many of the people participating in this quiz. Well answered there, Charnock, boys. I didn't expect you. The moment I saw Charnock's question, I said, at least it's gone to the right people, but yeah, it won't pass for very long. Okay, next one coming up. This one also could have gone to you, Charnock, for different reasons. This man has appeared in films like Shakespeare Wala. He was also one of the best known magicians in Bombay. Okay, very, very good magician, appeared, great stage actor, but that's not the reason we remember him. Why do we remember him, and why is he remembered today, especially in this quiz event? Who is this man and why is he remembered today? I mean, not today as in specific to the day, but specific to this event today. Okay, I'm going to give 10 seconds to uncalled for, and then I'm going to.
No, who's the question for?
It's for, this is for uncalled for, you guys.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go with Hamid Sayani.
Lovely answer, uncalled for. That is Hamid Sayani. Hamid Sayani, that's Amin Sayani's elder brother, Hamid Sayani. Hamid Sayani was the man who started doing the Bonvita quiz contest on the radio.
That is correct.
Where Mayukh participated. He was the one who started it. It's only in 1975, after he passed away, that Amin Sayani take over. Hamid Sayani was an immensely talented man, and I've heard his voice as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and it still stays with me. He's an amazing guy, I think. And he was a fabulous musician as well. Great answer there, uncalled for. And it's one of those quizzes where, answers like this just make you feel so good about it. Okay, hashtag that. It's yours coming up now. In which sport, which was an event, which was an Olympic event in the first 5 Olympics, would you find the following rule? The maximum length and width of the sole of your shoes must not exceed barefoot measurement of the athlete by more than 20%. Which Olympic event, think about it, it was an Olympic event for 5, it's no longer an Olympic event. In which sporting event would this be important? The length and width of the sole. The question is for hashtag that, workoutable, not easy, but workoutable. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Why would the size of a shoe be important, or in which event would the size of a shoe be important? And hashtag that, I need an answer. Hashtag that.
don't know. No clue. Actually, no clue.
Okay, passing you. Dishoom 2020. Dishoom 2020.
Tug of War.
Lovely, super answer. It is tug of war, because tug of war, the longer your shoes are, the more leverage, more friction you can get on the ground. So you are actually not allowed to wear shoes which are more than 20% the size of your feet. In the first couple of Olympics, apparently these guys came in with shoes which were double the size of their feet. So great answer there, Joydeep. Very, very good answer from Dishoom. Day team, your question coming up now. Okay, take a look at this. Can you see all of it? I'm not sure you can see all of it. So this is a chart that you're seeing, okay? I'm going to tell you something. This is a US federal organization, the funding to a US federal organization, okay? What you can't see, which I'm going to clarify, read out for you, is it starts from 1964, okay? It's 64, 68, 72, it moves like that. So it starts from around 64 is what you're seeing. And that's the kind of funding which is given to a specific federal organization. The x-axis of, as we know it, starts around 1964. Which federal organization am I talking about, dating? An American federal
64?
Huh?
64, right? 1964.
Yeah, 1964, yeah.
Try to go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Answer.
Is it NASA?
Perfect. It is NASA. Of course it is NASA, because all that's the funding just before, obviously, the moon landing, the funding staying up there. And then after 1973, once you came back from this thing, it just plunged. And now you can see that the amount of, federal government money that goes into NASA, what a difference it makes. Great answer there. Well worked out. If you know the x-axis, you can always guess what it is. Good one there with the answer from their team. I think they've opened the account with that. Good answer. Questionable characters, yours coming up now. Former Chief of the Indian Navy, Arun Prakash, was seconded to the IS during the 1971 war and participated in the strafing of Chaklala airfield near Islamabad the next day after the war. Okay, the next day after the war started as 4th of December. 2 planes were hit. A UN C-130 Hercules standing out there and a private plane belonging to whom? And it's a fantastic story because the guy who it belonged to got really, really angry at India. Who was the guy whose plane was strafed out there by Arun Prakash, who later became admiral in the Indian Navy? I'll give, it's Khabo Kids, no, it's questionable characters question. I'll give you 10 seconds and then I'll come to you. Yes, questionable characters. Questionable characters?
Get the money.
Any tries?
Imran Khan's father.
Not Imran Khan's father. Khabo Kids.
Dhirendra Brahmachari.
No, all good tries, but actually this one you don't know. Ferguson's lads.
This is guessing Chuck Yeager, the guy who broke the speed of sound.
Super answer. This is Chuck Yeager, who's the man who broke the sound barrier, the first X-15 flight, which is the first flight to beat the sound barrier in 47. He was actually on deputation to the Pakistan Air Force. And till then, he was just helping them. After that, he got so mad. He said, I'm going to teach these people a lesson and Indra is my plane only because she hates me. And he went on with this total rant. It's a really funny story. And Arun Prakash met him many years later and he was still fuming about it. So yeah, Chuck Yeager died recently, but this is Chuck Yeager. Well answered, Ferguson's lad. Next one coming to you, the Dases. 2 faces from iconic film of the 70s. The guy on the left appeared in an English film later as well. Identify both. I will not give part points. I will wait for full answer and I will give part points only if nobody can give a full answer. 2 actors of the 70s, iconic film, dedicated. Again, I was thinking of the kind of films Mayukh would have seen growing up. This would be one of them. It's that generation. Look carefully, you will know the guy.
It's from Enter the Dragon, right? The Bruce Lee film.
Yeah. Now you just have to name those 2. Yeah, you've done well so far.
That guy, I don't know who these were his accomplices basically when he went into the island.
No, I can't give you anything for that. I'll give you something for Enter the Dragon if nobody answers it. I'll give you 5 points for Enter the Dragon, but only if nobody answers anything. Okay.
The South African who bullies him, but I can't get his name.
I'll wait. I'll wait for a full answer. And
Jim Kelly and John.
Jim Kelly, John Saxon.
Okay, yes, I'll have to give you points. 10 points to Chop the Wooden and thereabouts. I said I can't give you half. Is Jim Kelly and John Saxon from Enter the Dragon? And not as good as God of Money, but almost as good as God of Money. Getting there. Great, it's this iconic film of the 70s. If you've seen it, you've seen it. Aging Bulls, you've got a great chance to pick up some points. The longest winning streak of tennis matches on a particular surface for both men and women is 125. Who set it and on what surface? 125 straight games won on a specific surface. Who set it? What surface? Tennis, hardcore, Aging Bulls. This is the kind of shit you guys know like the back of your hand. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to consult.
Okay. Is this Rafael Nadal on clay?
Yeah,
Rafael Nadal on clay.
Rafael Nadal clay, no. Going to Charnock.
Is it Navratilova and Chris Evert on grass?
It's one person. So one specific thing. It's not a double.
Navratilova on grass.
Navratilova grass, no.
Hard court.
No. Moving to uncalled for.
Djokovic.
Do you want to try surface? And I'm not giving part points.
Hard
no,
court.
not Djokovic hard court. Hashtag that.
So this is Chris Evert and clay court. Hello?
Perfect answer. Chris Evert, clay court, 125 straight wins. Even Nadal lost in the middle. Chris Evert was unbeaten for 125 games on the circuit on clay. That's an absolutely amazing record if you think about it. Navratilova, I know you guys because a streak of 74 matches on single surface. It was Chris Evert and hashtag that. You've got yourself 10 points. Decision 2020, yours coming up now. Dulwich College has many connections with cricket, including P.G. Woodhouse, who wrote extensively on the sport and a favorite of so many of us. And of course, Barnacle Bailey, who was a great bowler of England. But it also has another contribution to the language of the game based on its campus, which had a livestock pen just beyond mid-wicket. What was its other contribution to the language of the cricket game? Think about it. Dishum 2020, workoutable. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it. Cow corner it is. 10 points to you. It is a livestock pen. So you hit the ball, cow corner. That came from Dulwich College, which had a cow corner out there. Okay, next one coming up to their team. I think you got yourself an easy one. 2 shots light rum, 1 shot fresh lime juice, 3/4 shot demerara sugar, 1 lime twist, served in a coupe glass. What cocktail is that? Just name the cocktail.
Is it a daiquiri?
It is a daiquiri. 10 points to you. A team, obviously, whatever else you don't know, your core competencies are perfectly there. That is a daiquiri, and it's a really nice cocktail. Questionable character.
That was an underage answering by.
Underage answer. Okay, you will have this discussion with him after the quiz. Okay, right now, let the man be. Okay, Sleeping Beauty, tape, cigarette, hallelujah, vinegar, cotton ball are all slightly bizarre types of what? They are far more sensible versions which most of us are familiar with. Questionable characters. Sleeping Beauty, tapeworm, cigarette, hallelujah, vinegar, cotton ball. These are all bizarre types of what? They are far more.
Are these types of mustaches?
Questionable characters, they are not mustaches. Khabo kids. No, Khabo kids.
Weed, nicknames for weed.
Nicknames for weed, is your dad listening? No, they're not nicknames for weed. Passing to you, Ferguson's lads. Ferguson's lads.
Okay.
Any answer for...
Could
They are diets, of course they are diets. These are all crazy, bizarre diets. So sleeping beauty is you actually go off to sleep. You medicate yourself to sleep for 3-4 days. Tapeworm is you ingest tapeworms so that they eat up all the food and you don't get the thing. Whatever happens, happens. It's 10 points for Ferguson's lads. The dance is your question coming up now. I think you got yourself an easy one. Where is this? And when is the light flame in the middle supposed to go out? Very, very painful.
Is it the ever-burning fire?
Ah, the gates of hell. Yeah, sis.
Guys, if you don't have something, I'm going for something.
Go.
Yeah.
I'm going for Hiroshima.
Okay, and why? When is the flame supposed to go out?
So, Peace Memorial flame.
Okay, Shoptaboni, I'm going to give you 5 points for Hiroshima. Okay, 5 points to you. And I'm going to move on for when is this flame supposed to go out? And it's Aging Bulls next. Aging Bulls.
Yeah, is this when it goes out when there's complete nuclear disarmament?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's basically what it is, Sri. It is that when all nuclear weapons have been destroyed, when there's absolutely this thing. Yeah, very logical. I know we should have just worked it out. So it's only supposed to go when every nuclear weapon in this planet has been taken off. Till then, this is supposed to be the eternal flame.
Doesn't that mean, Joy, that the flame will never go out? So we should.
Nice try, Gautam. I would give you points for your hairstyle, but yeah, no, I'm not going to give you points for that. Okay, next one. Okay, in June 1975, okay, contract with Atlantic Records. If it helps, the record team. So a sports person was signed up on an artist's contract, as a singing contract. Who was it? Or why? And obviously, why Atlantic Records owned the team? For which team? Name the guy.
Is it Muhammad Ali?
Not Muhammad Ali Charnock. The uncalled for.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Hashtag that.
No, willing to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but otherwise, no idea.
No idea.
Pele
Hashtag
and the
that.
New York
Dishoom
Cosmos.
2020. Pele and the New York Cosmos is absolutely correct. Pele was signed up by New York Cosmos, is owned by Atlantic Records. Their two owners were senior members of the Atlantic Records, and they got their names because they were the Cosmopolitan, the New York Cosmos, as opposed to the New York Mets, so the Metropolitan, who were just limited to the New York area. So that's how they got their name. Great answer there, Dishoom 2020. 10 points to you. Day team, yours coming up now. Which two famous characters in fiction supposedly met in prison in 1951? The question can be regarded as topical. Which two famous characters in fiction supposedly met in prison, in a Delhi prison in 1951? Delhi is the operative word out there. They met in a Delhi prison in 1951. Team, I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Okay, we
And
pass.
team, do you have an answer?
We pass.
Passing. Khabo Kids.
Sorry, it's us questionable characters, right?
Sorry, it's questionable characters. My fault. Sorry. Yeah, go.
What?
Smiley and so
Smiley
Smiley and somebody else.
I'll wait. Khabo Kids.
No, we don't have an answer.
No. Ferguson's lads.
Smiley and Carla.
Okay, that points to questionable characters. Was that questionable characters? Yes, questionable characters 5. Actually, obviously, John Le Carre just passed away. They first met in a prison in Delhi. I think it was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Delhi and all this happened then. Okay, and last few questions before we start. Let me just quickly, Nanika, will you give us the scores once before we sort of do the scores once?
Sure. So we have Khabo Kids with 10, questionable characters with 15, Day Team with 20, Dishum 2020 in the lead with 60, hashtag that with 30, The Uncalled For with 10, Charnock with 20, Aging Bulls with 50, Parni and Darabas with 35, AG Warriors with 25, The Dases with 40, and Ferguson Lads with 50.
Sorry, Nanika, I'm seeing 50 for Dishum. Could you confirm that, please? 50. No, but I'm only seeing 5 there on the questions answered.
Yes, I've answered. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So well done, Nanika. Thanks so much for that. So that means basically Dishum 2020 scored. Everybody has scored, and I think that's the most important part about this. It's been an amazingly, everyone has got some super answers. Last few questions.
Joy, how many? Sorry.
About 7, 8,
Okay.
about 10 odd questions to go. And who answered last? Ferguson's last answer. So that is yours coming up now. A CEO named John contrived to drop her stuff from the overhead compartment, which John Lewis helped her. And all over the world. What did he gift her, or what was her name? Jean-Louis Dumas gifted something to somebody. Name or what did he gift? Either would do. That's the Dases. I'm going to wait.
Is it the Birkin? Yes.
It is the Birkin bag by Jane Birkin's Birkin bag. 10 points to you. Lovely answer there. She dropped her straw bag, and this guy said that, you know what, I'll get you a good bag. And he designed the Birkin bag, and he was Jean-Louis Dumas. Jean-Louis Dumas was the CEO of Hermes. It was his father's company. And that's how the Birkin bag came into being. So great answer there. 10 points to the Dases. Next one coming up here. I think this is the last question of the quiz, so we might have to have a tiebreaker after this, which I'm going to sort out. His films are regarded as having saved the Warner Brothers from bankruptcy. His first role was in A Man from Hell's River. The first real hit starring him was Where the North Begins in 1923, and his last, Lightning Warrior, in 1931. Susan Aldean claimed that he should have got the first Academy Award for Best Actor, not Emmy.
the A Team with 20, the Shum 2020 with 60, hashtag that with 30, the Uncalled For with 10, Sharnak with 20, Aging Bulls with 50, Sapta Parni and Thereabouts with 35, AG Warriors with 35, the Dasis with 50, and the Ferguson Lads with 50 as well.
Okay, perfect. So that's what it is. So winners today, they've been winners of a quiz before as well out here. Dishum 2020, big hand for them. Well done. Super performance. Aging Bulls, Ferguson. Do you want a tiebreaker to decide how you end up? Yes or no? If you're happy with the result, there are no prizes for this one. So
joint seconds.
You guys. Joint seconds good, which is fantastic. So we've had an absolutely amazing event. 10 superb teams. Thank you so much, Khabo Kids, Questionable Characters, Day Team, Dishum 2020, hashtag that. The Uncalled For, Charnock, Aging Bulls, Shop the Warden and Thereabouts, AG Warriors, the Dases, and Ferguson's Lads. And thank you so very much. I want to share my screen for one last time to thank quite a few people who had some amazing stuff to do on this. Thank you all. Rinku, Sunam, Shirish, Amit, Sharmishtha, Naina, of course, Swapna and Somali. This is for you. It's been fantastic holding this quiz. This wasn't the easiest quiz to hold, and I'm not sure it's the fairest quiz. It isn't, but I hope it was fun for all of you, and it's a great way to remember Mayukh. I hope some of the questions evoke the time and era that he belonged to and so many of us belong to. And the younger people also had a good time while the old farts were dying of nostalgia. Thank you so much. It's wonderful being here. And that's it for MindaMaze 2020. Merry Christmas and have a great day.
Thank you, Joy. Amazing quiz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant quiz, Joy.
Thanks, Joy. Thanks, Joy.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joy. Until next
You
year.
guys, thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joy. Thanks, Joy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, it was a good. Well done, everybody. Well done. It worked out. I mean, although there were obviously